spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to make this easier for you, and I think I have failed. I have an email into the Digital Cutter Lab to see if they have any ideas, but I think what you're going to have to do is build this out manually. So picking up where we left off in the last video, this is the repeating pattern, and it will connect to itself if we keep copying and pasting it. So I'm going to do that to the size that you're going to want to cut. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm actually going to get rid of that layer, the Trace Me. I'm not going to use that anymore, so I'm just making it invisible. And then I'm going to edit the artboard. So document setup. I'm going to edit my artboard, and I'm going to change it to the width and height of the fabric that I'm going to be cutting. So let's say the width of it is 45 inches and the height of it is 36 inches. This should allow me to take what I have in these two layers and duplicate it out manually. So I have this whole section here. If I want to make sure I grab the whole thing, I can select it all and say object group, and that it means that when I grab part of it, I grab all of it instead of the scary idea of missing some of it. And I'm going to actually go right up to the edge with it so that I can go over the size of my fabric, and I won't end up having to hand cut anything. So this entire thing that I selected here, I'm going to object transform move a copy of it, not horizontally but vertically. I'm going to do like 10 inches and copy it and put it into the next section. The easy thing about this is once I get enough of it stepped out, and again, I'm making sure I'm having it go right up to the other part. Once I have enough of it stepped out, I can just copy that whole thing across the width. So object, transform, move, and I'm going to make 10 inches vertically, copy, use the arrows on my keyboard and the move tool to get it into shape. For all the hours that I just spent trying to figure this out, I think this might be the easiest thing for us to do this week. And I can do one more if I want to make sure I'm going over. If anybody can figure out a better way to do this, you will get a free coffee, a fancy coffee from me. And I will credit you for the rest of my days teaching. So I have the whole thing here, and I can zoom out and just gonna move it more squarely into position. And I'm gonna say object, transform, move. I'm gonna copy it horizontally, not vertically. Copy, and some of you are probably thinking, why wouldn't I figure out how much to move it and just move it that amount? Well, I'm just trying to make the video at this point. Now I'm going to select that entire thing, object, transform, move, horizontal 20 inches, let's say, copy, and move it over. So you'll see now that I have the entire artboard filled with this cutting pattern. And I'm going to make half of it the slits and half of it the strips. So after I've done there, I'm not even worried about the stuff that's going over right now. I'm just going to put the width of it. The width of the strips is half of this. So 43 or 45 inches wide means about 21 inches of ground, 21 inches of strips. So I'm going to go through and select, I'm going to select all, and I'm going to object ungroup everything, okay, so that I can now just select one of the colors and then say, so I've selected that, and then I'm going to select same stroke color, right, and I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to say arrange, send to current layer. So I'm going back to separating the slits and the strips. Okay, they got combined onto one layer when I grouped them, in case you're wondering what happened there. So I'm going to take this away, and then I'm going to make half of this file the strips and half of it the slits. So let me lock the strips, make it invisible. I'm going to literally go in here and select half of this and delete it. So this side's going to be the base, and then I'm going to go in and lock that, and then I'm going to select half of this, and this is going to be the strips. So, whoops, I did it on the wrong side. I'm going to this half of it and delete it. So now I have a file that has two layers. One is the slits, one is the strips. I'm going to select all and group them again so they're on the same layer, and then I'm going to follow the instructions on the production guide, where I basically put them on one color, one vector, so I'll change it to one of these colors, and you'll have to look at those instructions on the link and make sure you set up the file correctly. Do I need to cut the stuff that's hanging over here? No, I could go clean it up. I want to make sure I'm ungrouping everything if I'm going to clean it up. But my understanding is that when you send the file, anything outside the artboard would be ignored anyway. And if I hear otherwise, I'll let you know. So I'm just going to leave all that stuff around the outside. If it's bothering you, you can get rid of it. Okay, so this is going to be my file that I save as an Illustrator file and am able to give to the digital cutter. And hopefully we're going to get good results from this. It is the first time we're doing this project, so time will tell.